Come on, Tim Cowboys!
Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And among all the head coaching drama in Dallas, media figures, talking heads, content creators, and fans alike are all angry with the way that Jerry Jones is handling this coaching situation right now. So I'm going to give you my take on everything that's going on during this Raw and Uncut. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
I'm being keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
Cowboys Nation, last night I attended a community forum on X that involved a number of content creators across social media. In this public forum, the general consensus was that everyone was angry at the fact that Jerry Jones has not made any decisions when it comes to Mike McCarthy's future with the Dallas Cowboys. My pushback on this narrative is as follows. Jerry Jones has made the decision when it comes to Mike McCarthy's future with the Dallas Cowboys. I feel Jerry Jones has tried to secure Mike McCarthy with an extension and has probably succeeded in said extension. The clues that are out there have been pointing Cowboys Nation in a direction, but fans and media somehow refuse to see the breadcrumbs that Jerry and Stephen Jones have laid out on the trail. Remember when Dak Prescott was going through his contract negotiations? Jerry Jones was interviewed by Stephen A. Smith. After that interview, Dak signed. And when Dak signed, Stephen A. Smith came out and said he knew that Dak was already signed before it became public. This could be the same thing with Mike McCarthy. Another trail of breadcrumbs was the fact that back in July, Mike McCarthy placed his $5.7 million home on the market to be sold. Come November, the mansion was taken off the market mysteriously. It wasn't up for sale anymore, Cowboys Nation. According to MSN.com and CowboysCountry.com, Mike McCarthy bought the Frisco home, once owned by now Washington Commanders head coach Dan Quinn, for $2 million. So let's go ahead and read a little bit of that article, shall we? All right, Cowboys Nation, you see the article right here. It says, the Dallas Cowboys are not only embroiled in a self-created soap opera with lame duck coach Mike McCarthy. America's team may also be involved in a soap opera regarding the coach's majestic DFW home. As we first reported exclusively on November 18th, McCarthy, in the final year of his 5-year contract with Jerry Jones' Cowboys, put up for sale his Dallas area mansion in July. Mike McCarthy's realtor sealed the deal with a buyer in early November, but a few days later, the deal had fallen through, so the $5.7 million home was once again available. But then came one more wrinkle. The glorious estate was suddenly taken off the market. Why? The Cowboys were 3-7 at the time, and conventional wisdom had it that Jones was keen on letting McCarthy play out 2024 before the owner oversaw a coaching change. So it wasn't about some newfound job security, something that now, 6 weeks later with Dallas at 7-9, suddenly seems viable. As of the sale, McCarthy wasn't going to need his $5.7 million mansion in Allen, located about 10 miles from the team's headquarters at the Star in Frisco. And one of the reasons why is that he'd also purchased another mansion, this one valued at $2 million. And interestingly enough, as CowboysCountry.com reported first, it so happens that McCarthy purchased that second home after the 2023 season from assistant Dan Quinn when he moved to Washington to take over the Commanders. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, it continues. But a source, one of the same people close to the situation who first turned us on to all this private dealing, is now offering what will be framed carefully as a rumor. We asked, why did McCarthy take the $5.7 million house off the market? Answer, because Jerry asked him to. We asked, why did McCarthy take the $5.7 million house off the market? The answer, Because Jerry asked him to. Why would Jerry ask his head coach to take his house off the market if he had no intentions on extending Mike McCarthy? I understand Jerry also owns properties in Arlington and so forth, so if he wanted to buy the property from Big Mike, he could have done so. There's more to this than meets the eye, Angry Cowboys fans. And now another breadcrumb. The Dallas Cowboys blocked the Chicago Bears from interviewing Mike McCarthy for their vacant head coaching position. I will put this as plain as I possibly can, Cowboys Nation. They don't want another team throwing out a high number that they can't match. You know how the Dallas Cowboys are in bidding wars. What if they allow Big Mike to take this interview when the Bears told him that they would give him $11 or $12 million while also giving him complete autonomy over the player personnel? Do you think that he wouldn't take that job? The fact that there's no state tax in Texas and it's a privilege to coach the Cowboys argument would fly right out the window, Cowboys Nation. But I got to keep this a buck, Cowboys Nation. I don't know. I'm a little confused. You see, I have noticed over time that Cowboys Nation would have issues with Jerry Jones being all front and center in front of the media, telling the media the plans of the Dallas Cowboys, being the first to be in front of a camera. We would be yelling at our TV screens at Jerry talking about, I just wish that he would keep things close to the chest. I specifically remember fans saying that before, during, and after the Dallas Cowboys lost Jonathan Brooks to the Carolina Panthers during the 2024 NFL Draft. The moment that Jerry keeps his next moves close to the chest, Cowboys Nation complains that we don't know what Jerry's doing for the next move. We cannot have our cake and eat it too, Cowboys Nation. Why should Jerry Jones tell the media anything about negotiations with Big Mike? Why should he feel obligated to tell the fans what's going on behind the scenes? There was a point in time, back when football was football, that Cowboys Nation wouldn't know the next move until the move actually happened. Sure, we heard rumors about Jimmy Johnson moving on from the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s, but we didn't know the official move until it happened. We heard rumors about Jason Garrett being fired. We had our own feelings about letting Jason Garrett go, but we didn't know the final move until he was packing out his desk and leaving Dallas. We're not going to know the Mike McCarthy move until they have a press conference on it saying that he's either staying and they're retaining his services or that he's going. And I want to make this perfectly clear, Cowboys Nation. I want to make this 1,000% clear. I'm not taking up for Jerry Jones, but I understand the situation this time. I'm going to take a quote from Lil Wayne real quick. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. We will know what's going to happen when it happens. I feel this is the best way to handle this situation. The less time you spend talking about it to the talking heads and the media, the less drama you're attributing yourself to. Let the media circus come up with their narratives and takes and all these theories while the ones who need to know actually know. Jerry, Steven, and Mike McCarthy. But this doesn't mean that Cowboys Nation should just sit back and allow Jerry and Steven Jones to just handle this team the way that they see fit or the way that they've been handling it. During the public forum on X, your guy Nix made it perfectly clear that Cowboys fans should be focusing their frustration on Jerry and Steven Jones and making positive change here in Dallas. The fans should be focusing their frustrations not on one player, not on a couple players, but on the ownership who refused to separate himself from being the general manager. On any other team, the general manager would have been fired by now. The fans should be voicing their frustrations with how Jerry hung this team out to dry this past season. One way of doing that is doing things like not watching the Jerry Jones documentary that's scheduled to premiere on Netflix. Another way is attending the home games, but booing Jerry every chance you get. Every time that they want to show his face, boo him. Did anyone see Monday Night Raw on Netflix? Did you see the reception for Hulk Hogan by the wrestling fans in California? They booed that man out of the arena. Even when he was trying to tell the crowd that they had been his best tag team partner, the fans continued to boo the real American.
Let me tell you something, brother. You know something, maniacs? I've been in this business for over 40 years, and the greatest part of my life was being part of this.
Do the same to Jerry. Every time Jerry shows his face, boo the ever-living shit out of him. Wear shirts that show your frustration. I got a shirt that says, I'm an Angry Cowboys fan. Holla at me if you want one. Continue to post the hashtag, Fire the GM Jerry. Show the Cowboys ownership that Cowboys Nation refuses to continue to allow Jerry to produce this subpar product year after year after year. Cowboys Nation, I don't have to tell you, but it's going on 30 years since we've been to a damn Super Bowl. But it's not Mike McCarthy that has the fan base hopeless. It's not Dak Prescott or Micah Parsons who has this fan base hopeless. You can get Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in here, and nothing would change because Jerry wouldn't put the pieces needed to surround Brady on this team. He would try to save money under the guise that Brady's the GOAT and he can bring a team to a Super Bowl with the JV squad. It's the actions or lack thereof from the ownership. Something that I've said and something that I heard Nick say yesterday is that there's been one constant during Dallas's 30-year drought. This team has seen players and coaches go. They've seen quarterbacks and running backs go. But they have never seen the GM fired because the GM is the narcissistic owner that refuses to fire himself. The same owner that says he was responsible for putting together the 92, 93, and 95 Super Bowl winning teams. The same owner who thought and continues to think his way is the best way. So I say that to say this, Cowboys Nation. We have to continue to apply the pressure on Jerry Jones. Sure, go on the tour at AT&T Stadium. The thing is, when you go on that tour, wear a shirt that says, Fire the GM. If you see Jerry on that tour, start to boo him or even tell him that he sucks to his face. If you go to a home game, boo Jerry Jones every time they show him on the Jumbotron. Instead of doing the wave or chanting defense, start chanting Fire Jerry or You Suck Jerry. Stand outside during tailgates and start the conversation. Start the dialogue of how the owner is the hump this team needs to get over. Continue the dialogue and don't allow any wins that's short of a Super Bowl win to deter you from that mission. Like I've said before, you can't hurt a billionaire's pockets, but you damn sure can hurt his ego. So, Angry Cowboys fans, the moment you see Jerry slacking at his GM duties, you scream it from the mountaintop. You share the story on social media. No matter how small you think your platform is, continue to make this your battle cry. Content creators, continue to use your platform to show Jerry's inefficiencies as the team's GM. Spend less time trashing the fans and the players and put the spotlight on the person that signs the players to this damn team. And I understand it. I understand that people talking about boycotting Jerry Jones, that it's not going to work. But I beg to differ. If you hurt this man's ego, he will listen. If you continue to treat him like the enemy and not give the attention that he so desperately wants, he will pay attention. You cannot tell me that he doesn't have family members or grandchildren that are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and sees that people talk shit about him and they're not reporting it back to him. He wakes up in the morning and he gets on social media to see what's going on in Cowboys Nation. So damn it, if you feel like you have a small voice, how about you add your voice to other platforms and make that one voice a huge voice? But until we start seeing some change in this front office, until we start seeing some aggression from this front office, no matter what players you get in here, you can have dog after dog after dog after dog. But if Jerry Jones is stuck in his 1994, 1992, and 93 ways, we will not see a Super Bowl. So, Angry Cowboys fan family, you know how I am when it comes to Jerry Jones. You know that I will spare no expense at putting all the blame on him. Forget Dak Prescott, forget Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, whoever was with this team in the past. They weren't with this team through this entire 30-year drought. The only constant that was with this team is Jerry and Stephen Jones, and they should be feeling the wrath of Cowboys Nation every time they put a subpar product out there on the field. If I have to make a video once a week talking about Jerry Jones and my disdain for Jerry Jones and the way he runs this team down into the ground, then so be it. That's what I'm going to do. But I need the help of Cowboys Nation and the Angry Cowboys fan family to get this word out. I need this battle cry to be heard from New England all the way down to Frisco at the Star. So if you're with me, let's go. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What do you feel about my take on Mike McCarthy coming back to this team? How do you feel about my take on Jerry Jones and the fact that it's him why we haven't gotten to a Super Bowl? Y'all know how we do it. We always are going to talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and please consider sharing it to whoever you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and don't give a damn who wins the Super Bowl other than the Philadelphia Eagles, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdown, or Madden 25 or College Football 25 gameplay. I swear, Cowboys Nation, if I go to a home game this coming year, in year 2025, I will be sporting I'm an Angry Cowboys Fan shirt, and I hope you get with me so you can sport one as well, because we need to get this out to Jerry Jones that you suck, dude, and until you stop sucking, no diddy, we are not going to see a Super Bowl. Until then, this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.